Good morning, gang. Happy Sunday morning. Hope you all remembered to set your clocks ahead because this guy didn't. Just like got up this morning, was like, it's 5:30. Okay. Came downstairs. No, it's 4:30. It's like, oh, okay. So yeah. So now we get the enjoyment of waiting for it to be light outside till like 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning. uh, Winter is definitely not my favorite time of year. But I want to bring up something this morning. You know, we all kind of lie to ourselves. Everybody, okay? I mean, preppers included. And think, hey, no problem. I'll get through this, whatever would be. Have you ever stopped to think what would happen if the stuff you wanted or the stuff you needed was no longer available? Not just the store's out. I mean, it's done. Okay. As screwed up as the world is right now, with Russia threatening Israel now. I mean, 240 fighter jets up in the air over the Koreas yesterday. God knows what's going on in Ukraine. God knows what's going on in Taiwan. It seems like at any day anything could blow up. And I mean, we're not even talking about economics or crime or any of the kitchen table issues that we all deal with every day. I'm talking about the false sense that we all have. We all complain, no doubt, about the cost of food, okay, or the cost of gasoline or anything, but it's still there. I mean, and that's the thing. What are your plans? Have you ever stopped to think about what happens if you wake up in the morning, forget to set the clocks ahead, go turn on the bathroom light, and it goes click, and nothing comes on? There is no power. You don't know when it went out. You don't know why it went out. Okay. The first thing preppers do is assume the worst. Okay. I mean, yesterday, the power flickered off for twice for 30 seconds or whatever. Friday, the power went off for about 10 minutes. And both times, my mind went straight to, uh-oh, as opposed to, I mean, it was a sunny day out, everything like that. I mean, it was no weather or anything like that. As opposed to, gee, you know what? Somebody threw a wrong switch, somebody hit a light pole, whatever it would be. My first thought every time was, uh-oh. And instantly your mind gets into the, what am I going to do? We take for granted that the stuff that we want, the stuff that we need, is going to be available. There's going to come a day, I can't tell you if it's tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year, where it's not going to be there. You are not going to have the ability to go, gee, you know what? I'm going to go to the store tomorrow and pick up another 5 pounds of rice. Or, 2 more things of salt or whatever it would be. There's going to be a tomorrow where that's not possible. Have you ever given thought to what if everything you have in your house today, right now, 6 o'clock here on Sunday morning, is all you have? That's it. The end. There's no chance to go get another pair of socks, no chance to buy another box of ammunition, no chance to get another can of raviolios. What you have is it. A lot of people have given that thought. That's why we're preppers, okay? Trying to get self-sufficient as possible. there's a lot of people in this country that have never crossed their mind. Oh, food's expensive, but it's always going to be there. How many of you have heard the story of, oh, we'll come out of this, we always do. Right. We always do. Always have. There's a first time for everything. Nothing lasts forever. Okay? I mean, in the 1920s, when the Nazis took over Germany, hey, the Germans thought it was great. They never figured the Third Reich could end. In 1917, 1918, when the Bolsheviks took over the Soviet Union, they never thought it was going to end. This is great. This is what's going to happen. Things change. Things end. Time marches on. I mean, that's the thing. You look at Mrs. P, and she was living in the Soviet Union until it didn't exist. And then she was living in Russia. Okay? There's going to be a day, maybe you and I see it, maybe our kids do, maybe our grandkids do, who knows? But there's going to be a day when people are going to wake up and go, the United States no longer exists as we knew it, or Canada, or Australia, or pick a country. Okay? Countries fail. Happens. Okay? Go look at a map of Europe in 1900, in 1920, in 1950, in 1980, 2000, and now. And look at all the countries that were there that no longer exist. The landmass still exists, but the countries don't. Okay? Yugoslavia does not exist anymore. Okay? It's now broken up into different countries, just for examples. Okay? Pick any of this. East Germany, that was a country. Now it's not. Okay? Czechoslovakia was a country. Now it's two separate countries. Austria-Hungary was a country. Now it's two separate countries. It happens. It's inevitable it's going to happen here too. How does it split? Do we have the Western United States and the Eastern United States? Does the Mississippi River decide what two countries are? Do we talk about what I've mentioned many times, where we just kind of balkanize into red and blue countries, which is still what I think will happen? But you're going to wake up one day and your whole world is going to be different. The laws are going to change. The food may or may not be available. Who knows? The important thing is that you're ready as best as you can be for the worst to happen. I mean, and whether the worst is complete collapse of the United States, whether it's nuclear war, whatever it would be. A lot of people will not survive that. Okay? I mean, including preppers. You can, all this talk about depopulation, depopulating the world, 90% and stuff. That's, turn off the power. Done. Shut down the diesel. Done. Okay? I mean, it does. We walk on such a fine line between normalcy and anarchy and total craziness. It should stop and make you think. Just look at the silliness that you've got in crime going on. Defund the police, and crime has gone through the roof in every city in the country. Okay, imagine that on a national level. That all of a sudden, no, you know what? There's no more law. No more police. Nobody to call. You know, you got robbed, you got raped, you got murdered, whatever. Oh well, deal with it. What do you do in that situation? There's a lot of things that we prep for, and everybody's like, oh, gear, food, whatever it would be. We have no idea what's coming. We have no idea how bad it can get. Most of us have never seen how bad it can get. Okay, I mean, and I say most because inevitably there's people on this channel who have seen the horrors of war. Okay, whether it was World War II or Vietnam or Korea or Iraq or Afghanistan or something like that, and they've seen the desperation of people. I talked about homelessness yesterday. Imagine 90% of the country being like that. Imagine utter, complete chaos in the streets. That's what you're really prepping for, guys. I've said many times, it's not going to be sitting on the front porch drinking your lemonade watching the world go crazy in front of you. You're going to be knee deep in it, whether you want to or not. Have you ever really, really given a thought to what happens if you wake up in the morning and the lights don't come on? Pinball out.